Hello everybody, welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It is the 29th of August. Myself and Dan are here. We're Johnless. He's still away, is he?
Well, I hope so, because we didn't invite him.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is he again?
Allegedly in Spain, but I don't think he knows where he is. He says, I'm going to Spain. What part? Don't know.
He doesn't know where.
So he just got on an airplane and went to Spain, and is following the lead of other people.
Doesn't sound like John.
Not at all. Very, very reliable man.
He is. All right. So myself and Dan are flying solo here. We've got a good bit of stuff to go over, I guess, from the last couple of weeks. So in terms of transfers, Arsenal have signed 2 players. They got Mustafi, the German from Valencia, I believe. Yeah, is that where he played?
That's it, yeah.
And they also got that, as you like to call him, a tactical striker. What's his name?
Lucas Perez.
Perez. You keep an eye on the Spanish league, but you didn't know who he was, even though he scored 16 goals last year.
Don't know much about him.
Where was he from? Real Betis?
Deportivo. But, like, he was a bit of a journeyman.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, he wasn't even, like... I think he scored 17 goals last year. From what I know, he can kind of play anywhere across the front. But, you know, I think it's kind of that... Like, it's better to have a body in there than no one, because Giroud needed help up front. He had no striker with him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no proper striker. Walcott's not a striker. Sanchez isn't a striker. Welbeck spends more time in the injury table.
Sure.
Playing. So we needed a striker. It's better than nothing, but look, I don't know. He could get good. I really don't know much about him. Mustafi is a good buy.
Do you think so?
Yeah, him and Koscielny will be decent centre half partnership.
Yeah. Will he be as good as Bally?
Well, Bally's like younger, isn't he?
I think Bally looks like tremendous already.
He looks very good. But also, to be fair, Mourinho's managing him. So,
yeah.
Like, would you rather be a defender playing under Mourinho or Wenger to get good?
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
So, I think it's a good buy for Arsenal, but I don't know much about him. Like, as in they needed someone. And it was either him or no one for that price tag. Yeah, if I could go for him. Bit of a journeyman, but let's see what happens.
Not supposedly, in fact, that's something else I was thinking of. The Baggies have broke their record, 15 million for Spurs' Chadley.
Yeah, and they're breaking it again for what's the man's name? Oh God, they're gonna buy another fella today.
Camacho.
Yeah, he's actually quality player
From Malaga.
Malaga, yeah, he is so good.
Camacho,
he just sits in front of the. It's a weird kind of. He's not a Tony Pulis signing. Like he won't be. He's a DM, but he's kind of a Pirlo.
Mm-hmm.
Alonso, like he's a beautiful passer of the ball. This guy's really good.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird him going to a team like West Brom.
Yeah.
I think he could have gone way up higher in the league. I've rated him for years. He's very good. Chadley's a great buy.
Any other confirmed signings we should talk about since last week? The last one we had was Benteke confirmed.
Zaha looks like to be going to Spurs.
He is requested to go.
Which is weird. Like, what are they getting him for in the Champions League?
They put a 15 million bid in that Palace rejected, and then Pardew came out and said he's actually asked to go, basically saying, come on Spurs,
to be honest, if Zaha they're about 15 million for him, they got 30 million for Balassi. I'd ask for the same price, and I'm not saying Balassi's much better, but they're both very similar players. Like, both of them could be very good in their day, or usually very shite.
Well, after you spend 30 million on Benteke with add-ons, I think you want to make it back as much as you can.
Well, I wouldn't last rent less than 30, even though he's not worth it. But if Balassi is apparently worth that,
yeah,
the same sort of player on the other wing. So they're linked to Isco as well. He'd be a very good signing.
They are linked to Isco
because they want. I think Madrid want to get rid of him or Ham or both.
Speaking of people linked to others, Fabio, who plays for who does he play for? Sorry, Chelsea, Man U are going in for him. 25 million.
Fabio striker, is he?
Oh God, I can't think. I'm not very prepared, lads. Apologies.
No.
Fabio from Monaco. He's a right back.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard of him. Well, they need a right back. Chelsea are buying Marcos Alonso. Looks like.
Oh really?
A guy who I think is he Alonso's brother or cousin?
Is he related to Jabby? Yeah,
I think so. He used to play for Bolton.
Oh yeah,
played left back for them. He's actually a decent player, but I haven't heard much from him the last like 3 or 4 years. But he was alright in like 2011.
That'd be interesting.
And he was released by Real Madrid to Bolton, and now he's actually gone to Chelsea. So,
another confirmed one was the greatest penalty kick taker of all time, Zaha, has gone to Zaza. Sorry, he's gone from Juve to West Ham.
Yeah, 25 million for him. He's probably still going to take his penalty the same way.
It's incredible.
Yeah, like he's most famous for that.
That was very true.
and playing shite against Ireland.
Another two interesting things, rejections that came out over the last really day, is Rodriguez, a loan offer from Chelsea being refused. They clearly just want to get rid of him full time. For Ham, yeah. And I said this, and you said not going to happen.
What?
I said Arsenal to go in for Griezmann, and they did, and it was rejected. They tried to absolutely break their transfer fee. Did you hear how much?
Him 55?
80.
No way, did they?
Yeah, and Atletico said no.
He is quality. He is actually worth that amount.
Would you, if you were Atletico, you say no to 80? Because obviously Atletico have had a lot more success in the last couple of years, but they were synonymous with selling on their strikers.
Well, the thing was, they were looking at Costa.
To bring him back?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any comparison between the two.
No, but they could have brought him back and sell him. They could have made 50 million profit by getting Costa in. Another one in Spain as well. Bravo's officially gone to City.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
And Celestin is in at Barca. And I watched Barca last night, and my God, Ter Stegen had the most touches of the ball any goalkeeper in the last 12 years, I think.
Yeah. So
Ter Stegen, he touched the ball 42 times. I remember he came out of the box, and I think Umtiti, the other centre half, went behind him. So he was actually acting as a centre half, and Umtiti went on goal. And he had 3 dribbles, and he had the most successful passes I've ever got. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
So Ter Stegen he
loves playing.
Has he graduated now from cup keeper to full-time keeper?
Yeah, well, that was always the plan for Barca. They bought the two of them. Bravo was always very good at Sociedad.
But he's always about 5 years older than Ter Stegen.
He's a good bit older, but at least Bravo's like 31 or 2.
Yeah.
But Bravo was so good when he signed that I think Ter Stegen was injured or something. I couldn't get it off him, and it's the right thing to do. It was almost like, how are you going to transition it? But they got him for £17 million. Bravo. I know for a keeper they don't really go for much, but that's a great buy.
How come Bravo
they'll sell Hart for more?
How come Bravo left?
Shocking. Sorry?
Why do you think Bravo left?
Well, I think that, as I said, the plan was always probably to have Ter Stegen.
Yeah.
Because you have to build long term.
Yeah.
Bravo was a better keeper now, but Ter Stegen probably would have jumped ship.
Maybe he was told that he will no longer play the league games.
I think personally that Ter Stegen probably went, I will leave if I'm not getting first team. Bravo then will probably have to go in 2 or 3 years anyway. You're going to have to find a new keeper. You've already got a ready-made one there. Just do the transition, get some money, cash in. And Barca are buying another player, looks like Pablo Alcácer of Valencia. So Valencia are selling everyone at the moment. They've sold so many players this year. They're debt or what the hell's going on in that club. That club is just run so badly.
How much did they have to pay Gary Neville in severance? Seriously?
Haven't a clue. Well, he was in a 6-month contract, wasn't he?
No, you're right.
So, they're getting Alcácer. I think he's 30 million, and he's a few Spanish caps. He's a very good player, but so he'll be back up. Barca have a really good shit-hot squad this year.
They've a lot more options.
They've no right back.
In a while. Yeah,
they've no natural right back. But
who's playing there at the moment?
Sergio Roberto probably. They've Alex Vidal.
Oh, Vidal, who's been a nightmare.
No, that's the other guy, Douglas. You're thinking of.
No, Vidal's been pretty poor.
He hasn't really given a chance. He's bought from Sevilla. He's decent. You
mentioned Joe Hart earlier. There's no real concrete links to where he could go at the moment. There's always the same names being batted around, but
he had his goodbye.
Hold on. When is deadline day?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow.
No.
Okay, grand. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next 2 days. In terms of the 2 keepers that they do have, Willie and now Bravo, who do you think is it Bravo is going to be the main keeper?
Bravo all the way.
Okay.
I'd go Bravo number 1. He's an outstanding keeper.
Okay.
I think he's nearly the best per clean sheet ratio there is nearly.
Interesting.
For Barca's history, I
think. Chelsea winger, you might remember from seldom appearances last year under hitting Atsu.
Christian Atsu.
He's going to Newcastle on loan.
Right.
I don't know.
Sure.
So what's going on with Cesc and Conte? Cesc got very angry with people suggesting there was a problem. He hasn't started a league game.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he is, but he hasn't started a league game.
But you look at Bar Pirlo, I know he played, but he plays as a DM. I think Cesc maybe he was never fast, but he's kind of lost that yard of acceleration he had, and maybe work rate. You look at Conte, efficient, hard work. That was number 1 always. And maybe Cesc work rate wouldn't be as good as maybe Oscar there.
Well, yeah, the thing
There's
is,
Matic, there's other people like that. Obviously Kante. So those three probably sees as better workers in midfield.
well, the idea was your midfield two this year was always going to be Matic and Kante, and Conte pretty much said exclusively that Hazard is going to be warped into a number 10 this year, and Cesc is hardly going to play on the wings. So it doesn't look like there is a starting spot for him.
He won't go anywhere.
Is he? Oh, no, I'm not saying he'll go anywhere, but it's weird that a guy who was really crucial the year that won the title, he's just two seasons later.
Well, to be fair, you look at a lot of people that age. I'm thinking Cesc has been pretty much a regular in the team. Like I've been
since 17, 18?
Pretty much 18.
18.
Like I've been one of his massive. I think he's one of the best midfielders I've ever seen. I think he's out so good throughout the years. Like
he's won quite a lot of trophies.
Well, he didn't win much with Arsenal, did he? But like with Barca, he won a lot. But Spain. But you look at it, he was so good at such a young age, and he was captain of Arsenal at 21. And he was carrying that Arsenal team.
Certainly.
Like he was their top scorer a couple of years. Like he was his top assist. He was literally the talisman. They'd bring him on.
Yeah.
He'd score a goal and get injured and go off. And Wenger was like nearly crying with him. And how good was he for so long that maybe you look at Raul, 29, 30, really started to fade. You look at Rooney.
Well, see, the Rooney thing is
Rooney's starting to go down.
It's not his age, it's his playing age.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like how much miles has us put in? And also, you made a great point with the Spain team. He's been in every squad.
Yeah.
So in every summer, he's been pretty much going the distance.
Very,
then going back to Barcelona, like playing every week. So it's been. You have to kind of look at it like that as well. So
certainly, it's just interesting that
I don't think I wouldn't worry about him. Like he'll definitely have a big impact this year. Like a team you need to control the ball against, maybe the weaker teams.
Yeah,
I think Cesc could be perfect to bring on or start
Cesc with Kante maybe.
In fact, I'd play Cesc as a number 4. I think he's lost that yard of pace. I think he maybe can't get into the box the way he used to with Arsenal.
If you've Kante and Matic, it's be very very hard to replace a number 4.
I'd nearly let Kante go. Up in box to box, just let him run.
Yeah, but you're not going to accommodate all three. One has to be dropped.
Oh no, I'd probably drop Matic and I'd let Kante go box to box and let Cesc just dictate from deep, because he's played up front, he's played CM, he's played attacking mid. When I try him at DM, it's just something different, because if you lose your legs, you have to adapt your game. Look at Pirlo.
Do you see him having more of an influential role than Mata will have at United, who's been guaranteed a place? Yeah.
I think Mata will probably play more.
Well, the idea is when Mick is fully fit that Mata will be dropped.
Yeah, I think though Mata will probably still play more. I don't know. Look, they're two great talents, and I think everyone kind of loves seeing them play.
Interesting enough, and we're obviously, after we go over our Premier League results from the match day 3, we'll talk about the international break. But Mata has been dropped, and Costa and Mata have been brought back in, and Cesc has been dropped for the Spain team.
Cesc hasn't had a good game in a long time. Like, you can see Hazard this year is starting to pick up again.
Certainly.
Back end of last year, obviously he's looking for the Euros or whatever it was, but Cesc hasn't found that. He's been poor enough for a year.
One thing on the international break, before I forget it, we'll go through the results then, is the Ibra thing. Obviously, if you are not an international during international break, you still show up for training in your club. But Ibra's been given a holiday. What do you think of this?
I don't agree with it, but
he's running amok.
I don't agree with it.
3 goals in 3 games.
I'm always very much like, you have to. No one's bigger than the club, but when you got a guy with that ego, that it's almost better to indulge it, because you don't want to get on the, look what happened to Barcelona. Like, I know Mourinho and him won't fall out. I don't think they will. They do seem very close.
Well, he's the talisman. It's not like he has to be like. And Mourinho is literally publicly showing that he is the talisman. He's the special boy. He gets the treatment.
Well, it does happen. Like, I think if your main guy is tired, look at Messi.
Yeah.
If he goes, I'm tired. They go, okay, do you want to sit this one out? Do you honestly think that a fringe member of the squad, say Ashley Young, he's a little shite bag.
I suppose he
is he going to have someone that if he's trying to go, oh, that's unfair?
He had a bit of a busy summer as well. Ibra, a little bit.
No, he did. Absolutely. He's not a spring chicken. So I think you have to protect your commodity.
Yeah.
I don't like it though, unless it's
for those reasons.
Yeah, like if someone like, Ashley Young said I'm tired, or, give me a break, I'd be like, get out.
Is Ashley Young still at the club?
I don't see why he's not. Isn't he? Presume he is. I'm just picking someone.
No,
as
I literally
obscure.
I just forgot
Some
about
of that. So you have to indulge it, but don't give it too much. But indulging, if you've got a happy Zlatan,
Yeah.
you've got a good Zlatan. It's like with Messi. As long as Messi's happy, you look at Messi's track record and form. When he's playing with a smile on his face, Barca win the Champions League pretty much every year.
I know what you mean.
You know, there hasn't been really a year they haven't won it.
Yeah, Bravo won the Champions League with Barca, didn't he? But he didn't play in the competition.
He didn't play. Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is something. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Before we talk about the Premier League from the past week, anything from the League Cup or the Champions League qualifiers that happened since we did our last show that's worth talking about? Obviously, West Ham not qualifying for the Europa League, which you think is on purpose, and Roma not qualifying for the Champions League.
Very sad
in their knockout. Yeah, really sad for Totti.
What's the status on Totti now this year? You can give us the ITK.
It is his last year
Officially.
Yes.
He's not said that like the last few years.
Well, his contract expired last year and he signed a 1-year extension.
Would he be a coach? Or will he be like an ambassador? Or
I'm
he just
fairly sure he'll just be the lad that turns up all the time in the suit. Pretty much what Steven Gerrard would do if he wasn't still playing in America. He'd just be there every week, sitting beside Kenny Dalglish in a suit. You know.
Okay.
He'll be the guy. He'll be like, people will still come to home games and they'll still get a kick out seeing
So
him
you're
there.
saying when they're losing to Lazio at home,
Yeah.
Totti gets out from the bench and the crowd goes mad and they score?
Yeah, pretty much. They could.
Sure.
I really don't think he has any intention of coaching. I don't think he has his badges either.
Is he manager material, do you think?
I think that most people would say no, and I think that that's a bit unfair, because people think that he maybe wouldn't have the patience, or I don't want to say the smarts, but people probably don't think he has the maybe patience is the word. I just don't see it either.
Too much of an ego.
I wouldn't say it's an ego as much as it's he was never like as much of he was more a leader from his actions than the way he would tell the defense to.
So he's more of a Messi. He just picks up the ball and just does it.
Yeah, like he would, like Totti wouldn't be screaming his head off at
I'll tell you now, I tell you who I think that would be a great manager. I don't think he's got into anything yet. Javier Zanetti, I think, would be great.
You think so?
I think something like that would be really good. Zidane is proving that he's no mug.
Definitely.
But like these people you can see, like I think Vieira would be a good manager in time.
And people have always said that
like
he'll get there.
Like Roy Keane is so volatile that maybe it just doesn't work for him. Maybe international level might suit him more, where he's not with the players every week.
Well,
so he can't fall out.
I don't think we can deny that. But the thing is, like, I don't know if there's enough evidence to say that Roy tactically has it all there, and it's just his personality that makes the players uncomfortable. Because I've never seen him make a change or anything like that at any point during his career if things were bad, or even in a game that made me think, oh, this guy really has it. But the other argument is maybe the way the players feel about him is he doesn't create an atmosphere where people can flourish.
The players tried to get him sacked at Sunderland because they said, and Ipswich, because they said they couldn't deal with him.
So that's the issue.
The standard was so high. They were afraid to make a mistake. It was like Ferguson level of pressure, but it was like, God, I do not like. It was one misplaced pass.
He's probably a lot less, or probably a lot less personable than Ferguson.
Yeah, exactly.
When things were going well for United, I'd say Ferguson was like really probably healthy to be around. Whereas I don't think Roy Keane was probably ever fun to be around.
That's it. Yeah.
League Cup.
Dundalk as well.
Oh well, Dundalk.
They were unlucky. I didn't write them off in the last show.
So what happened in the second leg?
Well, they went 1-0 up. Robbie Benson scored an absolute cracking goal.
Yes,
by the way, if that was an English team, it would have been going on for ages. But
sure,
they went 1-0 up. Then they went down to 10 men, and the last 20 minutes they just couldn't get it going. Look, they played brilliantly, and to beat Bate Borisov 3-0 at home, they should have beaten Warsaw. And let's not forget the first leg. It was a shocking penalty decision, and the only reason why Warsaw got the second because Dundalk pushed up to try and get a goal.
Absolutely.
Could have been a different game. But they're in the Europa League, and they've not a tough group, but they have a tough group in terms of logistics and geography.
Yes.
But not in terms of maybe playing. So I don't think they'll be whipped in it. They'll be doing well to get points, mind you. But
most groups in the Europa League have a very tough time in terms of geography.
They've got to go to Russia and Israel, two not nice places in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
So and then they've got a Dutch team as well. So that will be all right, the Dutch game, but. Look, it's tremendous achievement, and I just hope, that Mr. Delaney, when he's watching from his fucking prison cell.
What's the crack with him at the moment?
He's in hiding.
Where in Rio?
No, he's not in Rio.
He got home.
He's home and he won't be going back because there's an arrest for him at Rio.
There's a warrant for his arrest.
Pretty much. There's a warrant for his passport. So if he ever comes into the country, he's not to leave. So he's not going to go back and he's going to get away with it because he's a fucking snake. He'll probably be out now on Wednesday for Robbie Keane.
That's absolutely incredible.
Like, he's a fucking dirtbag.
Okay, so League Cup action. Anything really of note? There wasn't. I can't think of an upset off the top of my head.
No. Don't think there's really anything.
I guess the big names in there are Chelsea and Liverpool, just because they don't have European Football Day to compete in this particular round. There's nothing really else there, is there?
No, well, all the big boys are coming in next round.
Wait, Chelsea was 3-2, wasn't it? Actually, there was.
Yeah,
close.
I can't really remember. I was going to watch the Dundalk game.
Okay, it was 3-2, and I think who got the win?
I know the title round now will be Man United and Northampton.
Yeah,
and then there's another weird one as well. Who'd you guys get?
Nobody great.
So you don't know?
No, I can't think of it. Okay, moving on to things we do know. Premier League action match week 3. Saturday kicked off with Tottenham hosting Liverpool at White Hart Lane. It was a tale of two halves, really. Liverpool, who always have their little bursts of intensity, they had it in the, pretty much throughout 10 minutes through 40. And they were very good. They missed 2 clear-cut chances. Lallana and Coutinho both missing eventual tap-ins before a penalty on the 43rd minute that Milner converted. Certainly was a penalty, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a penalty. I couldn't really, there was one of our good listeners was saying it wasn't a penalty. It was like, he clipped him, like he wasn't malicious. He didn't mean to do it, but like he touched him and he fell over. I wasn't sure when I saw it first.
No, and
but
in slow motion,
there was a foul.
It looks like Firmino's heel hits into his moving foot, but it was because of the clip.
You can't not give a penalty when he's running in one-on-one with the keeper in a way because there's no defender coming. He could have done a dirty cutback for someone. So like you couldn't not give a penalty there. Like, it's a free kick outside the box. It was a free. Like, we've seen ridiculous penalties given this year.
Sure.
If you can't give a penalty for that, look, it wasn't a yellow card. It wasn't nothing. It was just a penalty. And Milner hasn't lost a game once he scored a goal.
He hasn't, and that was his 6th penalty for Liverpool, and it was his.
And he scored goals with Leeds as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. Okay, so second half saw Spurs come back. Liverpool, and this is the one positive Liverpool can take from this. It was their only real poor piece of defending in the whole game. They were definitely under the cosh for a lot of the second half, but it was the only time where you felt that, it was only fair that Spurs scored. It was a ball that fell to Danny Rose in the box, and no one was there to take care of it. So it was one of, if not their only shots on target. In terms of the game, before we talk about individuals, to me, trying to be unbiased, it did feel like Liverpool's game to lose, and it was unfortunate not to get 2 big away wins in 2 of the London stadiums this early in the season.
Yeah, I think he's played well. It was definitely your best performance
first half.
Even though I think overall over 90 minutes it was definitely your best 90 minutes you had.
Okay.
I thought, like, against Arsenal you had your 20-minute blitz.
Sure.
I thought besides that you were fine. I thought first half you were poor. That 20 minutes. Burnley, you were really, really poor.
No one knows what
I thought Henderson actually had a decent game.
This was definitely Henderson's best game in 6 months. He played a lot better.
I thought he was tactically much better. He pressed when he had to, and they didn't. Like, what's one thing that I always had going to the Euros was the 2 lads at the back, Alderweireld and Vertonghen.
Yeah.
When you have a bit of speed up front and pressing, and that's what they had, they really didn't like it. They don't like that sort of. They like to take a touch. And they're good centre halves, but when you kind of get at them and a bit of speed, get in behind them, make them turn. That's what I was thinking. Shane Long could have been effective against it, but maybe a draw was fair in the end. I thought Liverpool probably shaded it. I actually look back. Your man, in theory, is offside. Was it Lallana? Was in theory offside. I would like to have seen it be given onside because there's no daylight.
There was that as well.
I like to see a bit of daylight. Like, it's like if your toe was offside.
There was one
give it to the advantage, but
I saw no definitive angle where he looked offside, and I saw one angle where he certainly looked onside. So I don't know.
It's a weird one. Look, to be honest, can you really give out about the lines of it? It was so close.
It was very
But look,
close. These things happen.
Look, they bounce it over the season, don't they? But I thought you played pretty well.
Okay, a couple of individual notes.
Spurs were not good, by the way.
No, and we'll talk about that in a second, but just two individual notes. One, Mane is past catching up with him in terms of his behavioural stuff. He is Liverpool's most exciting player. I think if he stays fit, he will be the most exciting player this year. If they can just figure out how to accommodate his runs off the shoulder and they play the ball into him, he will be our top scorer this year, in my opinion. No one can break a defence like he can with his pace.
He's just so very fast.
So fast. But he was lucky not to get more cautions.
He does have that bit of needle in him, innit? I think he's just too overzealous at times. Like, I don't think he's nasty, but he's got that bit of just he's had a line of coke.
Yeah.
And he's on his night out.
He's mental.
Just calm down a bit. Like, there was some of the tackles he was doing, like, there was no need for it.
Sure.
I thought Coutinho doesn't look fit.
Coutinho
was never there. Thought Lallana, again, I think he's been nearly your best player this year. Him and Mane have been excellent. He looked a lot better at the back because that idiot from Estonia was, but he is the worst centre half I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah, Matip's been pretty good.
Matip and Lovren look good.
So what about the Daniel Sturridge not playing thing? Do you think that they should have given him maybe 15 minutes more?
I think it's a bit of punishment.
For saying he doesn't like playing on the wing?
No.
For what?
I don't know. I just get this thing he's a bad attitude in training and stuff. I just... There's a reason why Klopp isn't playing him now. I understand he wants Firmino as the false nine. He wants to press high.
Well,
Sturridge won't press and put defenders under pressure. Firmino will. And Coutinho, and they will press and win the ball from such an advanced way that you're counter-attacking from 20 yards.
We can see now how Klopp likes to line up on big away games.
That's what Burnley he played against Burnley.
Yeah, but the issue was that Origi came on to play through the middle instead of Sturridge, and Sturridge came on for literally 2 minutes. And people were saying
he's sending a message to Sturridge over something.
Well, I don't know, but listen, whether he's sending a message or not, I just think you can't you're basically asking Sturridge to leave in January. If you have a fit Sturridge that can play 20 minutes.
Like, I think Origi is probably more direct, and maybe he thought he could maybe run him behind. Maybe
he was just saying Daniel didn't have a good enough pre-season, blah blah blah.
Maybe he doesn't trust his fitness. I don't know. I think there's something there.
I would have given him an extra 15 minutes. Is all I'm saying.
No,
he's too good to waste.
I'm not denying that. I think he's a serious talent, but I think there's something going on there.
Okay, Harry Kane, no shots on target, 11 passes, 36% pass completion. Now we always say that the last 2 seasons have taught us Harry Kane doesn't get going until mid-September, maybe a little later. But for a centre forward who has scored the amount of goals he scored the last 2 seasons, to have those kind of stats at home, did taking all the set pieces at the Euros ruin the man? Because that is like, it's not like he's getting warmed up. It's like that is the kind of offence that unless you score 20 goals in the previous season, you get dropped for that.
He's playing too deep.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I think Janssen is a good signing. Like, he scored a lot of goals in Holland.
I don't think you can accommodate both.
No. I'm not saying that. As in, why did Arsenal buy your man Perez to help Giroud out up front? Kane needs help out up front. Like, when Kane's not playing well or he's not fit, like now he's probably still a little bit tired from the Euros. Might be at full peak yet. I don't know, him and Dele Alli. Like, Dele Alli's been very poor as well.
Yeah.
A lot of the Spurs players have been poor. They haven't been good this year at all. It'd be interesting, maybe just give these guys a week or two break. And that fella who came on, Onama, he did not look like a professional footballer. He was George Weah's cousin.
It's quite incredible.
Like, Spurs had a break on. It was 3v2.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you just stay on side, you're in on goal. And he ran 5 yards offside.
He does look built though, doesn't he? He looks like a guy.
James was watching my brother, who knows nothing about football, came in. He goes, he looks like a carrot, and walked away.
Well, yeah, his hair is his hair.
Like,
but what I'm
he
looks like he's the physical attributes to be pretty good.
No, I look. Maybe Spurs fans can put me wrong, but he didn't look much like a player, to be honest.
Watford and Arsenal was the 3:00 kickoff, hosted by Niall Quinn, and basically Santi Cazorla got a pen, which was definitely a pen. Sanchez basically got elbowed in the head.
Amrabat, like, shocked. He gave a penalty for that. I was like, you just took him out.
He elbowed Sanchez right in the head.
I thought I think we all pretty with Watford to go down. Tell you, if they play like that first half again, they will go down.
Yeah, it was
They
definitely
played much better second half.
Yeah.
But Arsenal took the foot off the pedal. But
First half saw Sanchez score, and then Sanchez, as if like they were playing five-a-side, just lift the ball up completely from the touchline into the box where Ozil ran onto a header.
That's what Arsenal need now this year. 2 of them fit, and 2 of them finally linking up, because you haven't really seen that. I thought it was a lovely goal. Interesting thing about Mustafi's, going back to that. Can you pick up any centre half since Kolo Toure, who was bought as a winger, so I'm not going to include him. So Sol Campbell, which was bought in July 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Bart, Lauren Koscielny, have Arsene Wenger bought a good centre half?
Okay, so Kolo Toure doesn't count.
He was actually bought as a right winger or something.
So you're saying since Sol Campbell
In 2001.
in 2001, have Arsenal bought a really
Gallas, maybe.
Gallas was good when he was there. Like I'm going to reserve my judgment until I see Mustafi in the league.
Well, he's a good centre half. I've seen him in Spain.
Where's he from? Where did he play before? Spain, yeah?
He's in Sampdoria before them.
Okay, but point is, your knowledge of this guy is he's a really good defender from Spain.
Yeah.
Nicolas Otamendi was the best defender in Spain and went to Man City. And where's Nicolas Otamendi now? I think that, look at Mangala, the hype he had coming in. There's something about the Premier League that so-called great centre-backs get found out. And
it's much quicker, the game.
Well, look, listen, if Otamendi could be, statistically not only the best defender that year, but he was the best defender in a couple of years there, maybe since Puyol one year. And he came in, and has he ever gotten more than a run of 12 games at City?
I think, City were an absolute shambles last year. Not every single one of them.
Will he be featured this year? Who do they have at the back?
Well, they've got Company. Well, he's in. See, Otamendi's a lot of injuries and stuff. I think.
Who? I'm having a brain fart.
Well, they ended up with
who's Pep been playing at the back? Stones, obviously.
Stones and Kolarov. And
yeah.
they had who did they put someone after? Oh, did they have Otamendi playing?
Maybe it was Otamendi. It probably was, actually.
I think. No, but they had their man down. Company will be back in 2 or 3 weeks, so they were talking about. I don't know. It's one of those.
I'll reserve my judgment anyway.
Okay, no, that's fine.
If he's good, I would say Gallas. You gave me the answer.
Look at go through the list of how bad a lot of them other words were.
Yeah, Silvestri. Watford in the second half were better. I was saying to Dan that they have the ultimate list of rejects and C-list talent. It's incredible. Barami is there. Piera, who they bought from Juventus. Gomez. Trousers. Janmat. This is such a weird squad.
They should have sold Igalo or Dini.
Yeah.
I said that, and
Troy Deeney.
Who said, "Oh, you're joking"? I'm like they rejected nearly 70 million for the 2 of them.
Where is Troy Deeney going to go?
Leicester wanted him.
I knew it was fucking Leicester.
Leicester wanted him.
So Pereira scored on his debut. They looked a lot more stable the second half. But those of you like myself and Dan who have them tipped to go down,
Santi Cazorla is so important to the Arsenal team. I think he's the most underrated player in the league. How a man is lining up a corner with his right foot, and then I think it was Koscielny pointed, "No, I want an in-swinger." Okay, I'll do it on my left foot.
Yeah.
I think that is pure talent, and he's a great player.
The thing I've always liked about Santi is his diversity.
Oh, yeah.
He's been a centre mid, an attacking mid, and a winger, all successful over 4 seasons.
But he's been, even just days of Villarreal, just a decade ago, Malaga, he's always been pretty good at Arsenal. I think he's perfect in that right in front of the back four. He just picks up the ball, and the players to stand off him because what's he going to do?
Well, he's not the destroyer. He is.
Well, that's what he needs. He needs a
Coquelin
or Xhaka look very good as well beside him. There could be an instant partnership, but there's a lot of options. But
it's imperative
that they do keep him fit, because he was major loss last year for them. They won't win the league, but I'm just saying he's very important for any sort of success. I think he is actually a key player.
Southampton hosted Sunderland at St Mary's. I don't really know what we can talk about up until the last 10 minutes.
It's a joke Jermaine Defoe's not in the England team because he is still scoring goals.
But
I can't believe Sam didn't pick him.
Talk about the England selection. Wait, he didn't pick Noble, so... Nolan, excuse me.
Nolan.
I do this every time. He didn't pick Nolan.
Scotty Parker.
So he's... No, Sam...
Matthew Taylor.
Just going to say now, besides Rooney...
All these Rob Green.
Besides Rooney, and to an extent Kane, I like Big Sam's England team. I like it. But anyway,
Barkley.
I know, that's interesting.
No Jack Wilshere, which is right. He hasn't played a game.
To be fair, Jack Wilshere has had a fine start to the season for Arsenal.
He's barely played.
Jack Wilshere?
Yeah.
Not Welbeck. We're talking about... Wilshere. Sorry, Wilshere. I was thinking of Walcott. I'm Wing up my...
Yeah,
men.
but Walcott, he's in the squad.
Well, no, Wilshere's great.
No Wilshere's great, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
I agree with Big Sam. I liked Big Sam's team when I saw it. Anyway, so Defoe converted a penalty, which also was a penalty, and Jay Rodriguez equalised on the 85th minute.
And who did I say who they had up front in the last show? If you're listening,
you were lauding Jay Rodriguez. Were you saying he
I
was
did.
going to be a good lad?
No, I said if they get him fit, he'd be good.
Leicester and Swansea was an interesting game. Vardy finally getting off the blocks on 32 minutes with a typical Vardy goal. It was actually a really good take.
It was great.
Caught them on the break, pace, hit off the inside of the bar and went in. And then Wes Morgan scored a pretty good goal for a centre half.
He felt to me, he took it well, but I'll tell you, Leicester...
Well, Mahrez missed a penalty.
Yeah.
And Okazaka couldn't get it on the rebound. Leicester were definitely the better team. Leroy for equalised for Swansea on the 81st minute.
They were under the cosh last few minutes, and
yeah, they were the better team.
There's a lot of work that Leicester team have, and I think a lot of teams are figuring them out. I think I tipped them. I think was it 10th.
I had them at 8th.
I think they'll be. I think if they get top 10, they're doing very well this season. Leicester.
Okay. Everton and Stoke. Shea given own goal on 50 minutes.
Everton, good start season.
Definitely.
And Lukaku isn't fit yet, and it looks like they're probably going to keep him as well. Baines, you're saying it doesn't count as a missed penalty. It does. He hit the post. The goal has been given to Shea Given's head.
Yeah, I didn't say it didn't count. I
That's
said, are you
it's
sure
his
it doesn't
second career
count?
penalty miss. He's missed 2.
Poor lad.
And the player, I was thinking of the player who played for Preston and Burnley, was Graham Alexander.
Yeah.
And I think he had like 40 out of 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Insane rate. So I think that's the best guy to beat.
No, I think Everton have had a definitely good start to the season. Coming
Stoke
off the back
are
of last year.
But they've had a few dodgy penalties given against them this year.
I don't see Stoke getting top 10.
They've been constantly 9th the last 3 seasons.
I know. I think that trend is going to end.
Like, they're kind of a team that's like, they're just there, and like, you don't really see them getting relegated. You don't really like.
No. They're like West Brom, kind of. Well, West Brom last year was a bit shaky.
Well, West Brom won't go out with Pulis as manager.
But that's what I'm saying. No, I think like you look at teams last year, like Everton will now finish above them. One would think. I think still would have Leicester above them. Chelsea will most likely finish above them. So if you look at them compared to last year, I think Stoke out of the top 10 is something I can see happening.
Yeah, I like them, but you know, it is kind of funny though the way all these really harsh penalties are going against them throughout the years. Though they've been dirt, defending their own box and kicking and pulling people and punching people. Bit of karma for Stoke, maybe, isn't it?
Please talk about Bournemouth and Crystal Palace, which I did not see a second of.
Bournemouth 1-0 up, but Palace actually played their best football. Like Pardew said, he gave them a bollock in at half time, and he says that he wouldn't have been upset if the fans walked out at half time. They were that bad. So it was the best second half performance he's had since he joined the club. And like Boric actually made a few great saves. Scott Dann, the last minute, got it 1-1. That's a big point for Palace because both teams hadn't had a great start of the season so far. Both teams probably would be happy to stay in the league this year.
Haven't Palace lost something like 9 out of their last 13 games?
That's a hell of a lot. And their home record is very poor.
Yeah.
Considering they've got a great crowd there in a real tight stadium, like they've got the nucleus of a. You think it could be a good.
They only got like 3 really great months of Pardew, and then everything just started to get
well.
Not
To be honest,
so
how many
solid.
times has Pardew got a team by Christmas like top 6 or 7, and then it just like goes to the shits.
Yeah.
So look, they'll be both struggling, but I think they'll both just be alright this year, but it won't, not by much, mind you.
Chelsea's best league performance so far at Stamford Bridge against Burnley. Hazard with a really good individual goal on 9 minutes. Then one of my favourite goals this weekend was Willian's goal.
He was nice.
It was one of those only a Brazilian who's confident would try and score this.
Williams is technically very, very good at striking the ball.
You're saying Cazorla. I think Willian might be one of the most underrated players in the league over the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
He was the only thing about Chelsea last year.
Absolutely, his free kicks, but I've seen him strike a ball a couple of times, like just literally like just power it like that.
Yeah.
I remember he scored a rocket. It was 2 years ago, I think. I think it was against Southampton. I think.
Yeah.
Out of the box, and he just felt him, and it was sort of similar to that. He just picked it up and drilled it.
Well, no,
Beautiful
he was
technique.
kind of stood off
Yeah.
by, I can't remember who would have been. Can't remember. He was stood off anyway by a defender. He was on the right hand side facing the goal, and he literally just kind of dropped his shoulder slightly, but didn't run beyond him. Literally just pushed the ball forward to an angle that he just completely put it away.
It's he's very good. I think he's that sort of technique. I love it because it's very, very difficult to do, and it looks easy, but it's very difficult.
I almost feel like less guys have it now than they used to for whatever reason.
And Victor Moses scored.
And then Victor Moses scored.
Obviously,
really
he has a career at Chelsea this year.
It's incredible. Who would have called when he was on loan to us that he would have a career at Chelsea 3 seasons later?
But they gave him a new contract.
No, but that's what I mean. Like they
no, but like he's been on loan at Stoke, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Where was he last year?
Stoke.
So he's Stoke for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't seem right though. I'll check that out.
Was he last year?
But who set up the goal? It was a really good team goal anyway. That Victor Moses was there to tap in.
Oh, it was another sub, I think. I can't remember, but no, it was Chelsea looked good.
Pedro.
Great problem, Pedro. Yeah, Chelsea look good going forward, but
what happens if Costa gets hurt? Do you think the
Well, they got Bashoy.
I suppose
the Traore I suppose can go up.
Remy is linked with Palace as well, but only Palace. I
think he'd be him and Hugo would be a good, decent partnership.
Okay, Dan. It was Liverpool Stoke. Where was he last year?
So he wasn't at Stoke.
Not last year. The last 3 teams.
Where the fuck was he again?
The last 3 teams he's been loaned out to have finished in the top 10.
Where the hell was he last year? What was like? He's such a fucking he's been everywhere. He's at Crystal Palace. He's at Wigan for a while. He's been everywhere.
I'm going to give you 2 guesses or 15 seconds. I'll go for it.
God. Maybe he was at Chelsea, was he?
No, it's not Chelsea. He was loaned again. Okay, 10 seconds.
Fuck. Jesus. Okay,
you're out of time, so now 2 random names, please. I said they finished top 10.
Top 10 wasn't Leicester, so I'll go for Man United and Man City.
It was West Ham?
Of course it was West Ham. Fuck, anyway. He scored against Man City last year.
Yeah. Victor Moses.
I played with him in Pro the other day from left wing.
Why?
Because he's good in Pro.
Okay. That was Chelsea and Burnley. Chelsea doing great under Conte. It's a feeling that it's only getting better.
The thing is, he sorts them out. Like, he doesn't take any crap.
Jesus, no.
Like, like if disruption's going to dress him, he will fuck someone out.
Oh, he's a scary god.
So I think there's a bit of a relationship going there. I think they won't win the league, Chelsea, but I think next year, if Conte can do what he needs to do and give him the time and the players he needs, I think he could build a really, really good team again there. You could see something good.
Hull hosted Manchester United in the late kick-off on Saturday, and this was a very trying, boring game. Every time Pogba got on the ball, he seemed like he wanted to make headlines rather than do the right pass.
He had the most shots that went wide.
Yeah, like something was said to him in the second half where clearly it's like just fucking pass the ball, and he copped on a bit. And look, if you've that much riding on your back and you haven't opened your account yet with a goal or an assist, and you're the most expensive player, all this shit, I can understand why you do those things, but Mourinho had to kind of rein him in a bit. The worst aspects of Man United's season so far was pretty much the entire 90 minutes here. And then Wayne Rooney, who is having the most interesting few games of his career, where everything people say about him in terms of his decision making, his pace, his first touch, it was all there to be seen. But his trend of either scoring or setting up a goal remains, because he did the old Luis Suarez trick where he cut in on the left, just ran straight by the byline, hit it on the ground, and Marcus Rashford, who was playing his first few minutes of Premier League action under Mourinho, tapped it in the last kick of the game.
Yeah, tired whole team at the end. El Mohammadi was wrecked, shocking conditions and everything, but I don't know, maybe Mourinho just has this thing about him. Like, that's what I said at the start of the year. He's just a winner.
He is a winner.
Like, he is
a winner.
You just have these things. It's like, it's Mourinho, and it's just a factor.
The Bournemouth game,
it's a factor that I'll give you nearly like that's one of those games where Mourinho alone on the sidelines. I don't know what he said. Maybe he just even looked at the players.
Yeah.
Maybe his presence out there was intimidating to hold. Maybe they dropped back 5-10 yards. I think that's one of those games where Mourinho would say get a team say 10 points a year. There's 2 of those points.
No, this is it. Like, you know the way if sometimes, like, it's amazing how much control a manager can have over a club, where even though the personnel is completely different, he can dictate things.
Yeah.
Remember 2 seasons ago when they won the league?
Yeah.
Right? The Bournemouth game, its first game of the season, felt like first half of the season Chelsea, the year they won the league. Burnley.
The year when the league was Bournemouth won the league.
No, the first game this year they played was against Bournemouth, right?
Oh, you're talking this year?
Yeah.
Oh,
what I'm saying is that was like the Chelsea when they last won the league in the first half of the season. That was that kind of performance. This 1-0 win was Chelsea the second half of the season the last time they won the league.
Yeah.
It just, all these performances do have Mourinho written all over it.
Oh,
in
yeah.
In very
they
particular
were,
way.
Like, it's one of those things, like, they just get the job done. And
Yep.
Look, they'll take some beating, and they're not conceding many goals.
And
Chelsea
they're
are scoring
they're
goals.
only going to improve as well. Like, that was Pogba's second full game. Mick had his longest spell, but Mick has to be integrated into the team.
Good when he came on.
Definitely. He's a lot more pace than people think. They need to figure out what they're doing with Martial. Maybe the idea would be, try and give him some opportunities ahead of Ibra.
I think he's best on the left.
I
think he needs to learn the game a bit more.
And
he'll learn off Zlatan.
And Ibra's always going to score. No, he didn't score in this game, but he's almost always going to score.
First game he hasn't scored.
Yeah, it was. West Brom and Middlesbrough 0-0.
That's literally all you need to know about this match.
Okay.
That's literally it.
Man City.
No, I was looking at the games over the games today. That game will be 0-0.
I'm happy
and it was fucking 0-0.
I'm happy to skip that. And City and West Ham. David Silva as a centre midfield player is kind of remarkable. He just seems like the best centre midfield player in the league.
He's quality.
No, but but it's just a different position,
Well,
it's incredible. Joe, it's like kind of when you used to play with City, when they had like Silva, Tevez, and Aguero, and you just like you wanted to, but you still wanted pace as well, and you would like try maybe just, or even when you're playing with international Spain teams in pro, it's like I could maybe just kind of shoehorn Silva in somewhere.
Yeah.
It feels like that, but it's working, and I can't see him fit under Pep, barring many injuries. I can't see him playing anywhere else. And I think out of him and De Bruyne, he's the one you want in the centre, and you want De Bruyne in the more advanced position.
The movement was great. I think
it's brilliant.
I think Pep is like. I think West Ham went 3 at the back to try and not surprise them. They've done it a few times, but he really it's very hard to out tactic Pep. I think he's a genius. He is he just little things like we didn't really see the fullbacks tucking in too much. Clearly, that's a thing just to stop counterattacks. I'm just trying. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
Because he's seen what's happened before, and he just lets everyone else go forward. But it's looking good for City, and Sterling is starting to get more involved. He's starting to, again, Pep factor. Like, you can't underrate how good a good manager is, no matter what players you have or what form they're on or what's gone before. Obviously, he likes Sterling because people I know Nasri came on. He's getting frozen out. Yaya's frozen out. Mangala's frozen out.
Check Nasri's hair?
No.
Okay.
Come on, Wilfred Boney. He's put out.
He'll be out, yeah.
A lot of those wasters. Joe Hart. Was one of them as a waster? I don't know.
I won't put Mangala as a waster, but go on.
Mangala is shocking. He got rid of Demichelis.
Demichelis was done, my friend.
But he's getting rid of those guys who shouldn't be on.
No, he was out of contract. Anyway, Fernandinho scored the second, and Raheem again with a brace. Yeah, Raheem's putting a good run together for sure. And who scored for West Ham?
Antonio.
And what is Antonio? An England player.
He is.
Antonio has been brought into the English team, which brings us to international in a nice way. So anyway, that Allardyce team is great.
Last year, by the way, was one of West Ham have a star player there.
You like
year.
Antonio?
He was amazing in the lower leagues.
But is he not been playing right back sometimes?
He can play anywhere, really. He's very good.
Is he a waste of right back, surely, right?
Yeah, I'd probably just go Sam Byram there and put him right wing. But
where is he in the? I'm trying to think. Was he in the midfield in the England breakdown for the team? Is he selected as a midfielder? Wasn't he?
I think he was.
Rooney is selected as a midfielder. Sturridge, Vardy, and Kane up front, which is a risk, isn't it? In the sense that Defoe is an option. Like Vardy is good at playing one type of way, but it's the worst form he's been in about 14 months. Harry Kane is having Harry Kane. Daniel Sturridge is a sneeze away from breaking. So and I guess you have Rooney auxiliary striker if you want. But the one thing, and I know it's only friendlies, but the one thing about the Allardyce team that made me raise my eyebrows was kind of like, would you maybe take a chance on someone else? Would you maybe bring a Defoe?
I'm always the guy who goes, he should be there by form.
Yeah.
And he's continued from keeping Sunderland up last year. And he's starting to keep scoring goals. Like, Sunderland haven't been hammered, and he's got 2 goals in this year, I think. 3 games. He's scoring with Sunderland.
I know.
Give him a chance. I know he's past his best, but like you got to go about reform and what you're doing. You've got to forget. Like I was glad to see Danny Drinkwater in there. He deserves to be in there. John Terry, great decision not bringing him back for England point of view. Not bring that personality back. That's playing with fire. He's the best centre half they probably still have, mind you.
They didn't ask him though, right?
No, but there was a lot of rumours about it, and it could have been the media saying it, but absolutely right call by Allardyce not to bring that kind of creep back in. Nolan or Noble?
Noble. Did I do it again?
I think so.
Okay.
Noble, I would have given him a shot. He deserves a cap.
Over who? Drinkwater?
I'd have to kind of go through the squad and see.
Drinkwater, Henderson, Lallana, Milner, Dyer, Antonio, Rooney, Walcott, Ali.
Yeah, I suppose
I think that's it.
Well, maybe Ali hasn't had a good start of the season, but again, Noble deserves a shot.
Yeah.
Even bring him in the squad. I'm sure there's no limit for a friendly, is there?
Yeah.
Maybe there is 25. Maybe I don't know, but drop some random fullback or something. Bring him in.
Who are England playing?
I don't know if you know.
But Ireland are playing Slovakia.
That's next week, first qualifier. We're playing Oman on Wednesday. Robbie's last game.
Yeah. So
he's the greatest player ever to play for Ireland.
Yeah,
he is. And I don't like to say, Giles or Keane or Brady. You get a guy to ever beat his record.
Mm-hmm.
It will never, ever be done. And if you look back to the last 20 years, I saw one of his first games ever back in 97 or 98, I think I was actually at the match. And then obviously he went to Leeds. I had a big... He was just one of those guys, oh my God, he's Irish, this guy, and he was ripping the Premier League storm. He was so good when he was 20 years old, he went to Inter Milan.
I know.
And unfortunately then the manager got sacked, so he just kind of went in limbo, and he went to Leeds then on loan. And they signed him, but you look at what he's done, the big goals throughout the years, the Germany game, scored.
Mm-hmm.
The Spain game, scored and took his penalty.
Yeah.
Scored goals against Saudi Arabia. He scored against Bari. He scored against France. He scored all the big goals, bar maybe the last 2 campaigns.
Yeah.
And that's because he's been, he's way
not featured heavily.
Or not featured. If you look at all the big goals, he's always been involved in them throughout the years. And how this guy gets so much criticism.
What is the criticism, Irish, by the way?
I don't understand it. It's Robbie didn't do anything. I'm jeez, I just don't understand it. People are going, he shouldn't be playing. And it's you're going to put up front Morrison or David Connolly or Gary Doherty or Stephen Elliott. They were the options for fucking years. And this guy was here every year.
I'm trying to just understand the country. What is the criticism though? Why do people think that all he is a goal poacher and yada yada yada?
Because I don't know.
But do those people have a point in the sense that is there a reason he never had a great run at one club? Is there something that people see in him that isn't the complete
Robbie
package?
even said in his press conference today, I watched it, and he said putting on that green jersey has meant everything to me.
Sure.
And over any club I've ever been to. And he's been to Liverpool. He won the number 7 jersey. Liverpool were his team.
I'm so sad he didn't get more of a chance.
But that was extenuating circumstances with Benitez and playing politics with the guys.
Yeah.
That was extenuating. He played him left winger on the bench on purpose. But
I wish he'd gotten a shot.
He deserved a shot. Of course he did. But it just didn't work out for whatever reason. If the manager doesn't want it, that's what happens. This guy should be lauded as one of the greatest ever sportsmen to ever come out of this country.
Why did he never have a long club run though?
Well, I can go through them with you if you want.
The Spurs one is the one that seems...
Wolves quickly went to Coventry, got promoted.
Yeah.
Coventry to Inter.
Yeah.
Manager got sacked, then he went to Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds got bust, went to Spurs. He had a good run at Spurs for 3 or 4 years. Dream moved to Liverpool he wasn't going to say no to.
Yeah.
Went back to Spurs on loan. Then got in trouble with Harry Redknapp for bringing the lads to Coppers.
Oh.
Then, I don't know, no team just really picked him up. Maybe it was his wages. Went to Celtic on loan. Aston Villa. West Ham.
Jesus, I forgot about those.
And then he went to LA.
Speaking of which, how long is he staying there? What's the story with him in LA?
I'd say get 1 more year out of him there.
Okay.
Man should be lauded.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's shocking.
Okay, really briefly, Dan, before we get into... we don't have a teaser, do we?
No.
Anything in regards to the first week of the Spanish League? Or I guess the second week now.
Well, Barca look pretty good. So...
I
Atletico Madrid haven't looked great. Real Madrid haven't looked great, but look, we're only 2 games in. But yeah, Barca look They look pretty good. They have a lot of good options this year.
Neymar's not back though.
Neymar's not back yet. Arda Turan has been very good.
Who's they playing in front then?
Arda Turan left, Messi right, Suarez in the middle. Like the
very
game
good.
last time with Athletic Bilbao was actually a cracking match.
Awesome. Any hero of the week?
Hero, Robbie. Just give it to him.
I think we both will.
You know, I think we have to give it to him.
Villain of the week.
Villain, ooh, God.
I'm having a hard time thinking of one myself.
The Robbie Keane haters.
Okay, let's go through the goal of the week. Actually, sorry.
Robbie Benson's goal for Dundalk was outstanding. And if you haven't watched it, just go on YouTube. It was a really, really good finish.
Okay. The Fantasy Premier League as it stands, and Dan, please do give me the code so we can put it in the video description. We have Rob Normal, Dave Rogers, then me.
I tell you, I'm down there at the bottom.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, there's only 10 points between me and you.
This is the worst ever.
Okay, now
John is ahead of me.
I'm really going to try now.
Fuck. I'm about 1,000 points off top. I had 6 points this week.
I thought that was a typo when I saw you there. Okay, so I'm in 14th, Dan's in 13th. Incredible. Then little baby Ty. Who's that?
Who?
Little Becky Ty?
What the fuck that is?
Hello, check them out. As in Peter check them out. Well, fair play, whoever you are.
Hello.
Welcome to the club. Darren Hillard then, Reg Harrison, James Byrne, Noel Keeley, John Carroll in 7th. Holy God. And John was actually in 6th last week when we did the show. Shane Hart, Kenny Murphy, Regis Kerr, Dave Nolte, Stephen Vincent, and Ronan O'Reilly.
There's a couple of familiar figures at the top.
Yeah, there is.
Not me.
Not you.
A few unfamiliar figures at the bottom.
Did you play the pro demo yet?
No. I honestly haven't had time from pretending to study, working, doing a show, and playing Pokemon on Bull Island.
Can I tell you something that's going to shock you? First of all, the gameplay is just beautiful. Maybe better, more animation. It might even be in a Premier League.
Arsenal are registered, I heard. And Liverpool.
They are, yeah. Liverpool are in the demo, though. Arsenal demo. I'll tell you something, though, that...
that's the first time Arsenal have been registered, isn't it?
Two big concerns. One...
Go on.
And this might just be because the demo...
Is Schneider still in Real Madrid?
No, it's... Yeah, exactly.
Remember that? It was
8
he moved 2 years ago.
The dragging... clicking on someone and dragging them into position, I don't know if that feature's gone. It might be.
It can't be gone.
I know, Dan, I know. But here's the one that's going to kill you.
The box.
No, the box is there, thankfully. And the box is great.
Okay.
They've reversed the colour icons.
Oh, so red and blue now.
Red is bad and blue is good. I can't take it. Sorry, it doesn't. It goes red, yellow, green. Or does it go blue to green? No, sorry, it is. It is. Blue is the best. It's so... I just couldn't hack it.
God, we'll put John on red down. He won't even know.
Oh.
You just see red on the screen and be like, oh, look, we're so confident.
I'll take it.
We'll put ourselves on blue. So now, John, we have you sussed.
Yeah, he thankfully doesn't listen to the show. But for those of you who do, thank you very much. You can catch us on at ITK Soccer Show, facebook.com/the ITK Soccer Show, ITK Soccer Show on YouTube. Make sure to like the Facebook page to stay up to date with all the most recent episodes. We'll be back next week to discuss all the goings on from the last day of the transfer window. And so
there's also a Champions League draw as well this week. Forgot to mention.
Oh dear. Okay. Go on. Anything that stands out to you?
City have a stink of a group again.
They do. Do you remember off the top of your head what I'm trying to get?
Barca, Mönchengladbach, and someone else hard as well. Arsenal have a tough enough group.
Okay, go on. Right. Okay, let's do this quick. Right.
Just pick the main groups.
Yeah, I will.
I think Group A is Man City, Barca, Mönchengladbach, and someone else decent. Arsenal have a tough enough group. Madrid are
okay.
Spurs' group is such a Europa League group.
Okay, give me two. Okay. Group A: PSG, Arsenal, Basel, and Ludogorets.
Not PSG, Arsenal, but yeah.
Group B: Benfica, Napoli, Dinamo Kiev, Besiktas. Benfica and Napoli.
Yeah.
Group C: Barcelona, Man City, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Celtic.
Oh, it's Celtic. They're the team. Yeah, you gotta go Barca City, yeah.
Whatever way they have it listed out here must be the seeds, because the top two are the obvious two for most of them. Bayern, Atletico, PSV, Rostov.
Yeah.
From Russia.
CSKA
Moscow, Bayern Leverkusen, Spurs, and Monaco.
Fucking shocking ribbon. Pretty Leverkusen and Spurs, isn't it?
Yeah, Monaco have dropped off, I suppose. Should never sold Jeffrey. Group F: Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Sporting, and Liga.
Madrid and is it?
Dortmund.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Group G: Leicester, Porto, Club Brugge, and Copenhagen.
I'll tell you.
Copenhagen. Who the fuck? Copenhagen. Sorry.
Yeah. Porto and Leicester. Like that. Leicester and Spurs' groups.
You think Leicester getting through?
I think the other teams are so bad.
It seems to be
Leicester,
the best group they could have been in.
Leicester and Spurs have got absolute piss poor groups. If they don't get out of those groups, that's really an indictment on English football.
Especially Spurs.
Absolutely, because Leicester have no pressure. Like.
Yeah, and Group H: Juventus, Sevilla, Lyon, and Dynamo Zagreb. Sevilla and Juve, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think Juve could actually be dark horses again.
Thanks to that, we've gone over an hour and people are going to shout at us.
Oh,
right.
well.
Okay, before we go any further, we'll probably be back next week, but if not, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because, next week, it is international and it's really just a transfer window.
So fuck that.
Okay, right. Might see you in 2 weeks. Until then, please join the fantasy if you haven't already. We will put the code in the comments box this time.
Breaking news. Joe Hart is on his way to Torino. Just putting it out there.
To Torino?
Torino, yeah. He's flying to Italy right now, so obviously he was caught. He's going to Torino. A lone move.
There's yellow ties everywhere. Maybe nobody is. Maybe nobody's just going in for him fully. That's amazing. Because City said that they were going to try and help him find somewhere.
Yeah, and they're probably paying half his wages, probably.
No good. All right, listen.
Sorry, guys.
Third time of trying.
You can turn off now.
Okay. Bye.